Hey everyone, this is Dean with DCA Crypto. Today I have some bullish crypto and Bitcoin news for you guys. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, and let's jump into it. Alright, so as you guys know, the Bitcoin ETFs were approved. So thank God for that. I'm glad it's finally over with and finally feeling bullish about the market. Now that doesn't mean we won't get a correction. We'll have to see how things go today with it going live on the stock markets. If it goes live today, they're talking about it trying to go live today. So we'll just have to see how that impacts the price. Hopefully we keep going up from here for a little bit yet, but it's possible we get a correction. I'm not sure. Right now the market was looking bullish as of the recording of this video. So I can't predict what's going to happen if things go live on the stock market. So I know in the past when some of the other ETFs were approved, they went up and had a bullish momentum for I think a few months, and then we had like a big correction after that. So we'll just have to see how this plays out, but things are looking good. At least the ETFs are approved. That's a huge step in the right direction for crypto. The Ethereum ETF is probably next on the chopping block for the SEC to approve or not. So we'll have to see whether that one goes through or not. I had someone, I went live yesterday when I was on my way home from work because I had just gotten the news for the ETF. So thank you for those who jumped on my live. That was my first live, and I just want to get on there and get the news out to you guys right away. Nothing special. It was just a really short video. But, some people were like, Dean, you shouldn't be talking about Ethereum ETFs. You have no idea what you're talking about. There is no news of an Ethereum ETF and blah, 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 blah. Well, as far as I know, Blackrock had approved or had submitted an Ethereum ETF back in November, and I've found articles on that. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. That was the news a while ago that Ethereum would be likely coming right after Bitcoin. So hopefully that is the case, and hopefully ETH gets approved as well. We'll jump into the charts here and take a look at what the market's doing. So I'm actually recording this last night, late at night, because I got to work early in the morning, so I can't record these or do these videos live in the morning for you guys. Unfortunately, some of us crypto YouTubers aren't millionaires and we can't work from home. We have a full-time job and a family to support, so this is our side gig doing the YouTube channel. All right, so we're at 1.85 trillion market cap. We've gone up over $100 billion in market cap just over the last week. So pretty bullish move. And, Bitcoin hit like 47,000 recently. It's at 46.6 as of this recording. Ethereum jumped up to over $2,600 at one point, and it's cooled off to just under $2,600. But I think with the news that Bitcoin ETFs were approved and the rumor that ETFs for Ethereum are coming next, it could cause a big move for ETH because ETH would be really undervalued right now if that's the case. And I did a video on ETH back, like a week or two ago, saying that ETH could be the big mover of 2024. We'll have to see if that plays out or not. Solana back up over $100. XRP still at 60 cents. There is some rumor of an XRP ETF coming possibly as well, and that one did kind of, pass the Howey test as far as the courts were concerned. So that could be one of the next ETFs as well if Ethereum gets approved. We'll just have to see. I'm really hoping for a Solana ETF, but Solana is still considered a security according to the SEC. So we'll have to see if that one pans out or not. So jump into this article here real quick. U.S. SEC approves Bitcoin ETFs in watershed for crypto market. And this is with Reuters. They approved the ETF on Wednesday the 10th, and the product's decade in the making, a game changer for Bitcoin, offering institutional and retail investors exposure to the world's largest cryptocurrency without directly holding it. A major boost for a crypto industry beset a string of scandals. So some people were wondering in my Telegram and Discord, what's the big deal about a Bitcoin ETF? Well, if you really want to know, the person to explain it really well is Michael Saylor. He owns MicroStrategy, and they've been buying and self-custodying Bitcoin for a couple years now. I think since early 2021 or late 2020, somewhere around there. And he's explained on several podcasts and interviews why it's so difficult for these businesses to have Bitcoin on their balance sheets. They can't really self-custody because it's too risky for them. It's too risky for them to do that. They need something like an ETF where somebody else is custodying it for them securely, and they can easily buy it, just like a stock, and have it on their balance sheets. Where with crypto, they can't really sign up for an account on an exchange. They gotta be able to report everything to the government properly. They have to make sure that it's safe, that there's not going to be any way that somebody could have full access to their Bitcoin if they had it on their balance sheet. So they don't want to have it on like in any kind of wallet where they have to be responsible for a seed phrase. In order to buy Bitcoin, they would have to get approval from all their board members and then their financing department, and then they'd have to buy it over the counter. It's a big, huge hassle for companies to buy Bitcoin, so they don't bother with it. But a lot of them want Bitcoin on their balance sheet because it's like having digital gold, where you're having gold that you can have in custody without actually needing to, physically have it. It's kind of like it's online pretty much. But the difference between gold and Bitcoin is deflationary, and gold is sort of inflationary. We're always mining more gold. Now, we are currently mining more Bitcoin, but there's a cap. There's a maximum cap to the amount of Bitcoin. Every 4 years we have the halving, which is this year. There's another halving. When that happens, the Bitcoin is produced half as much as what it was previously. So when we have the halving, I think it's in April, half of the Bitcoin that's being mined daily right now will be mined after that. So there'll be more demand and less Bitcoin. So it's a win-win for the businesses to invest in that because it's a deflationary asset. Now, they're not going to go in heavy because it's still a risky asset and crypto is volatile, but they'll start out with probably 0.5%, 1%, 3%, and then they'll start adding 5% and so on. And once companies start getting, 3 to 5% of their portfolio into Bitcoin, and a lot of the retail investors, that's going to make a huge drive in the price of Bitcoin, especially since right now they're producing so much Bitcoin every day, and that's getting bought up and bought up and bought up and bought up. No matter how much they produce, it gets bought up quicker than it gets produced. So that's going to be cut in half every 4 years. So it's going to push the price of Bitcoin up over time. So that's the importance of the ETF and why Bitcoin is different than any other investment out there. There's no other deflationary ETF out there. They can always do something to produce more of something else, but Bitcoin has a cap. So it's kind of a win-win for investors to get involved with Bitcoin. Now, crypto is still very volatile. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes with, whales and stuff where they're manipulating the market. But at some point, enough Bitcoin is going to be bought and the market cap is going to be so high that it's not going to be as volatile and there won't be as much manipulation in it. So make your gains in crypto now while you can. That's the lesson of that whole story. So this article here says Standard Chartered analysts this week said the ETFs could draw $50 to $100 billion this year alone, potentially driving the price of Bitcoin as high as $100,000 probably by the end of the year. Other analysts said inflows could be closer to $55 billion over 5 years. So we'll just have to see how much of an inflow it is. Either way, it's a positive for Bitcoin overall. That doesn't mean we won't get a correction, though, so keep that in mind. This article here, Blackrock files for spot Ethereum ETF to further crypto push. This is on Reuters as well. This was November 16th of last year. Asset manager giant Blackrock Thursday officially filed for Ethereum, a spot exchange-traded fund ETF, doubling down on its cryptocurrency bets amid investor optimism about the approval of such investment vehicles. So BlackRock has filed for an Ethereum ETF. So it's not a rumor. It's not BS. I know what I'm talking about. I've been talking about an Ethereum ETF on my channel for months now. And here's one of the articles. There's several articles. There's some on Yahoo Finance and a bunch of others about this as well. So the Ethereum ETF has already been filed for, and I don't know what the deadline is, but you know, if Blackrock filed for it, there's a good chance that it'll go through. I think only one of their ETF applications out of over 100 have ever been declined. So we're starting to see some movement in some of the alts with the Bitcoin ETF approval. It gave people confidence in the market. We'll have to see how things go from here. You know, if you're wondering whether you should buy in or sell or whatever you should do, you know, my strategy kind of right now is I've been, you know, kind of thinking about if I'm up more than 5 or 10x on something, I'm definitely taking out some profits. If I see some good deals, there's a lot of gaming coins on sale right now that have come down, you know, 50% on their prices. Myriad's way down. They did have 10% more tokens in allocation this week as they had a big token unlock. So that's been coming down in price. Illumium has come down in price. Eldarune's coming down in price. There's a bunch of gaming coins right now that have been coming down in price because the gaming narrative kind of ended temporarily. It might spike up again if we get an altcoin season here, but there's been a cool off on some of the gaming coins, so it's a good time if you've been wanting to pick some up that you might think about picking some up. It doesn't mean we won't go lower, you know, so you want to save some dry powder or make sure you got some money coming in case we do get a big correction and prices come down further, that you could lower your dollar cost average even more on them. But, you know, I would think if it's something that you're really wanting to add to your portfolio, now's not a bad time to do that with some of the prices coming down on some of these alts. So we'll just have to see what happens. But long term, I think the prices are going to go much higher. And with the ETF approved, we kind of got that nonsense out of the way and everyone could take a breath and kind of see what happens. You know, maybe we'll get a big correction coming up here eventually, but we don't know when that's going to be. It could be days, weeks, or months away. We don't know for sure. But at some point, we will get a correction because that's what happens in crypto. It'll surprise everybody. Nobody will expect it. And, you know, it'll be a big correction and it's going to shock a lot of people who are not used to that. But it's good and it's healthy for the market. You can't really time for it. You can't really play for it other than to take out profits when you're up a lot on a coin and kind of set it off to the side or reinvest it into something that hasn't really pumped much at all yet. That's the only way you can kind of hedge against that. I took a lot of my profits and put them into private sale and private investments and seed round investments for some coins that are going to be launching in the first quarter of this year. So some of them are launching in second quarter. So hopefully those will do well. If we get a dip in the market, it won't really affect those, hopefully, other than maybe delay their launch some. But, you know, just kind of the best thing to do is really dollar cost average and buy when we get the dips. That's really all you can do. You don't want to like sell all your coins hoping for a dump and then we don't get one and now you're stuck and you can't buy back in at what you bought your coins at in originally. So you don't want to sell all your coins. That's, you know, not what I would recommend doing. Taking profits is, you know, taking some of your, maybe take out your initial investment, maybe take out a little bit more than your initial investment. Whatever you want to do, it's your decision for you and your portfolio. I can't really tell you, you know, what's best for you in your situation. I'm just sharing with you what I would do personally in my situation. And that's what I've done. I've taken out a bunch of profits on some of my coins. I haven't touched at all. I haven't sold any of my Myria. Haven't sold any of my ICP or some of my other coins like Medicaid and some of the others. But, you know, I just try to wait and see how those are going to do because I think they got a lot more growth into them yet than where they're at now or where they were at even when they pumped. So didn't want to take profits out on them quite yet. It doesn't mean that I won't. It just depends on what happens with the market here. But that's pretty much what I wanted to cover for this video, guys. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified of my daily videos that come out at 9 a.m. Eastern every day. So I have had like, I think 260 videos or something like that or so in a row. I haven't missed a day since April 25th of last year. So hopefully I'll be able to come out with a video every day continually for you guys up until some point. I might back off on that and do a couple a week, but we'll see what happens. But right now I'm going to keep getting them out to you guys. I might continue to do that through this bull run, and then once we get into the next bear cycle, I'll probably calm it down a little bit just so I can spend a little more time with my family. But right now I want to keep you guys informed as to what's going on with the markets and what I'm doing daily, so you guys can kind of see what's going on, because I know a lot of you don't have time to look into everything out there, and I like sharing with you guys what I'm doing. So, but anyways, make sure you hit that like button, and don't forget to join my free Telegram group. Don't forget to join my Discord. That is through Patreon. It's only $14.99 a month, and I'm also sharing my trades live in there, and we do gem research for these crypto gems that are coming out all the time. We all share what each other's buying and selling in there, and what coins we're bullish on, and anything we can in there to try to help each other out to get our portfolios ready. So, but I appreciate all of you, and we'll see you on the next video.
Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me what you want, what you need. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me.